Good morning, everybody. So happy here to be back again on Next in Line. Super, super excited about this episode. My good friend I've known for about, I want to say maybe a year, coming on a year maybe. Toni out in Denver. We met through Inspire Leadership Network. And I'm going to let her, she's going to do a way better job introducing herself, but it's incredible background, unbelievable leader, and her perspectives on, people management and where the IT and the vision's going is just it's off the charts. So I'm looking, super excited about her sharing some of the things that we're going to run through together on this episode. So Toni, if you don't mind, can you introduce yourself, how who you are, how you got here, and you know we'll get into this. We'll get
Yes.
into some stuff, fun stuff.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me. I am super honored that I get to be on Next in Line. That means I've made it. Uh, I am
I'm gonna
Toni
hear that.
Baruti. I'm the CIO and CTO at AllHealth Network. We are one of the 17 community mental health centers in Colorado. Um, we serve about 20,000 patients or clients a year, and
Mm,
we have inpatient and outpatient facilities. And I'm super excited to talk about my journey in my role and also how my team is able to serve such a wonderful population of people.
that's great. Thank you for sharing that. So let's start from the beginning. Was it always IT, or did it kind of like you have another path you were trying to look for?
So I actually have a background in finance. Um, I started out in finance when I was in college. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I came from a long line of educators, and I knew that that was not for me. So,
Mm.
my second semester of freshman year, it was time for me to pick a major. I called my dad. I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And my dad was in finance. And so he was like, get a business degree, uh, concentrate in finance, you'll always have a job. And
Okay.
he was right. So my degree is in finance. Um, I started out on the finance side, and because I am very curious and wanting to know how all the dots connect, I ended up in technology. So,
Love the curiosity part. That's usually a great trait to have and leads you to a lot of different, opens up a lot of doors, right?
mhm, definitely. It's been a great
So that
ride.
curiosity. So did that curiosity happen to you like during school times, or during school, or did it happen for you like maybe when you first got your first job?
I would say I've always been a curious individual. Um, Again, my mom was a school teacher, so I was always reading, always. I think I'm a lifetime learner. So,
I love it.
I would say it started at a younger age, but then as I got into my career, um, I was doing cost reports, hospital cost reports. And what that is like a big tax return for hospitals, but it is how they get reimbursed from the feds and the state. But when you're doing the cost report, you see everything up under the hood of how the organization operates. You see their expenses, their revenue. You're in the weeds of all the departments. And so when gathering data, I would have to work closely with IT to pull my reports. And I was super anal and wanted to make sure that my numbers were correct. So my
Oh yeah.
curiosity was, how do you pull that? Well, can you show me how to pull that? Oh, you need to
Mm.
know how to code. Can you teach me how to code? And so I just start getting deeper and deeper into it. And so starting out on the finance side, doing cost reports, I ended up learning how to pull my own data, then starting to learn how databases were structured. then started building databases, then got into analytics. So it was just it built on each level, kept
So
building on each thing. So I ended up in IT. I ended up leading a business intelligence team, and then from there got
wow.
into infrastructure,
So Tony,
and
that,
here
and
I
I
am.
got want to double click a little bit on that, right? So so you were on the business side and foundationally as a, finance and specializing in the healthcare space. And thanks for breaking that down, by the way, the whole cost reporting. You're gonna make me now. I'm gonna call my clients, and I know exactly what the pain points and what they're talking about now. But how did was that your so getting into IT there to run that department? Was that the actually first IT job? Actually taking on the business intelligence group?
Business intelligence, yep.
Wow.
Business
You don't hear
intelligence
this every
was
day. Like, that's like skipping chapters, you know what I'm saying? That's skipping a lot of which is great, you know?
yeah.
So,
And
that's
actually,
phenomenal.
I had when I got into business intelligence, there was actually a step before that. Um, when I was in finance, I had went and took a class on access databases because we had this cube of all of these forms and provider appeals, and it was just a whole bunch of paper.
Mm,
And providers were sending it back in because they didn't know there was like a 8-month backlog. And this was at a job previously that I had done before I got into cost reports. I was a provider rep for an insurance
mm,
company,
okay.
and we did provider appeals. Well, how we were operating, it was just like, oh, just go grab a bunch of appeals and work them. Well, if you took too long, the provider would send them back in. And so we didn't have a system of um, really categorizing and filing the provider appeals and making sure we weren't doing duplicate work. So I was like, we need to put this in something like a spreadsheet, something that we could share.
Mm.
Well, I started looking at a friend of mine was like, you should, put it in an access database. I was like, well, what is that?
What
So
is
I
that?
went to
Curiosity.
I went to a community college, and um because at the time when I was in college, like, that stuff was not around. I'm not gonna tell you how
No.
old I am, but during
Yeah.
that time, we didn't have that.
Not yet. Not
So,
yet. We're not going that far. Oh,
yeah,
I love it. I love it. I
not
love it.
yet. We were still, like, doing Lotus 1, 2, 3. So,
Mm,
we,
okay.
yeah. Um, when I when I was in college is when the World Wide Web just came about, and that's when I was about to graduate.
Oh,
But,
okay. So now you gave me that time box there. Now I know okay, I have a good guesstimate now, you see? I love it.
I learned how to, build access databases. And so I ended up putting all of that paperwork, those appeals into an access database, learn how to
Sure.
build the forms, and learn how to share it across our teams. That was actually my first um, introduction to kind of the um, IT side, or um, the analytics side.
Sure.
And then from there is when I started doing cost reports, and then got into really getting into databases and actually learning how to code, write SQL. Um,
Okay.
and so it compounded from there. And then, of course, my
Sure.
husband, he is in IT. He has, he was over infrastructure at his um, organization. And so it was weird because we have a firm that we own together. And so our roles kind of switched. I became
Oh,
IT, he
okay.
became finance. So we both have that blended background.
Wow. That's helping each other too. That's huge. Congrats on
Mhm.
that. How long you guys had the business?
So we've had our business for 10 years. 10
Congratulations. I mean,
years.
not many businesses stay, there's a lot of stats on there. I don't even like bringing them up, but let's put it this way. Um, Being an entrepreneur is not easy. So the fact that you guys are doing rocking that for 10 years, high five, virtual high five. Like that's no joke.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, I'm
and
a
so I'm
firm
assuming.
believer
Mhm.
of having multiple streams of income, and especially with um the climate of the economy today, you always want to have options. And I
Absolutely.
always say build while you have a job so that you
Mm.
again have options.
Well, absolutely, because you're at the end of the day, like, it's you and your family is your first priority, right? And that's you got to make sure that that's safe. And I think it's smart. I think the world of work is also changing, and I feel like it's becoming more deliverable based. Maybe in the future, if I had to shoot
Mhm.
5 years out, I think it is going to be more and more accepted everywhere. So if you're ahead of the game, so and it sounds like you got a nice little niche. If you don't mind sharing, can you share a little bit about your niche? I want to make sure the community knows like what you guys have, what capabilities you guys have.
Cost reports.
Yeah,
Cost
wild
report.
gets right.
Yeah, and so
Cost
actually,
reports for any healthcare company. Any or is
mhm,
it specialized in anything? Any healthcare?
yeah, any healthcare. And so the beauty of it was that I got a lot of my foundation from Denver Health. They have the most complicated cost report in the nation, and that's what I
Mm,
learned on. So I can do pretty much myself and my team, we can do any cost report in the nation because we learned on the most difficult cost report. Um,
I'm
but
glad you said that. There's a message there, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna ask you a little bit about that. So, I see like in the workforce or just in general, like coming up in my career, I see like more difficult things are. There's so many benefits from there. There's a lot of silver linings there. The fact that you shared that
mhm,
that's difficult, you know, cost reporting in the nation, the fact that everything else would be a lot easier. I mean, you guys made a business of it. So, I mean, that's
mhm,
just some people shy away from difficulty, but running through it,
mhm,
look what the opportunity on the other side it created for you guys. So, you know,
right.
big shout out to you guys.
Thank you.
What's the name
And
of your
so
company?
Solutions FBIA. And so the F stands for finance, B for business strategy, I for IT, and A for analytics, because we also offer all of those as a service. Um, so we have
So
IT as a
Solutions
service, analytics as a
FIBA?
service. F is in Frank, B is in boy, I, A.
Ah, okay. Okay, I just wanna make sure that we get it right for our show notes. And at least we put it out there, solutions, and you gotta promise me, I'm gonna bring you some swag, so you gotta give me a Solutions FBIA shirt or something
Oh,
so I
it's
can represent
coming.
my
Yeah, it is
I love
coming.
it. So, thanks for sharing that up to the so you didn't have the traditional, like, and I'm usually hearing like, man, I had to grind it out in the help desk first. I was running cables, and then I started getting tapped on the shoulder to like a kind of traditional way, right? But yours
Mhm.
is very different. Like you came from the finance, having that business background to me was an advantage, right? That's a
Yeah.
clear
And
advantage.
and that's what I teach. I have a mentee group, and that's what I teach them, and also, my employees is look at the skills that you have right now and how can you apply those to another um, career. So I've actually taken a couple of therapists and turn them into project managers,
Mm,
business analysts that, they've gotten burned out. We don't want them to leave the company because they're great employees. So I look at
sure.
their skill sets and how can they utilize those on the IT side. And a lot of folks, they're like IT, but that when they think about IT, they think about, oh, help desk or infrastructure or
Not
that
to
you're
be
in the
technical.
basement coding this. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when they find out there's all these other paths, and
Sure.
man, once they get over and they start seeing, and they have the ones that I have brought over to my team, they are rocking it. Like they are rocking it. And
That's awesome. You did that something that is that a path that you created for them there yourself as a leader?
Mhm. Yep. And I have my 3rd one, I have
That's really good.
2 that I have brought over, and then I have my 3rd one that I'm working on now. She's
Mhm.
a care manager, and she's interested in, you know, testing and, design. And so we're
Okay.
working on her career path now on how do you transfer your skills as a case or care manager into technology.
Oh, wow. That's I mean, phenomenal. Let me kind of along those lines. I wanted to kind of dig into because I picked up on something you said just there. Did you say you have a mentee? Is it a like a company program, or is this something outside of maybe just kind of a cohort in general for others?
It's just my way of giving back. So I have a group of ladies that I mentor that are within my organization and outside of my organization.
Do you really?
Um,
Look at you.
mhm.
Love that. That's
And a lot of them, they've never met a female CIO. Um, and a lot of them have never met or seen a female CIO of color. And
hmm
so it gives them um, exposure to something that they've never experienced. And so
that's
being able to hear, my journey and then me also being able to mentor them and give them a path to get to where they want to be in their careers. That's my way of giving back.
wow. That's that's part. I mean, that's what this thing next in line, the North Star is all about. It's like you've been paying it forward for a minute. So, like, how long have you been doing that? Like mentoring these ladies for?
I would say probably about 4 years. I've
Wow,
had
that's a long
a
time.
mentee at some point of time for 4 years.
And like, it's kind of like same ladies, or like they already kind of graduate on, or they move on. Like, how did it? Like, did they? You get new ones? Like, just kind of get a feel for how many people went through like the mentee program that you have on your own.
And so it's as they need me. I'm always
As I need to.
available. We check in monthly. Um, and I'll actually have to say how I really started mentoring was from one of my younger cousins. Um,
Hmm.
and this may have been like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. She was starting her career and she reached out to me and she was like, "Hey cousin, can you mentor me?" And she was like, "I really look up to you and I've watched your career." And I was like,
Wow.
"You want me to mentor you?" I was like,
You're like,
"Sure." And so I
you could
started with
not say
her
no to
and then
that.
no.
Right?
And then from there, um, when folks found out, like, well, at my job, at AllHealth Network, I met my 2nd mentee, then my 3rd, then I started posting on LinkedIn, and people started reaching out, and then,
Mhm.
people that I knew who knew young girls that wanted to be in IT, they were like, "Hey, I wanna introduce you to someone, can you mentor her?" And then it just kinda grew from there.
Wow. And because I know that look, the life of a CIO, and then you're also an entrepreneur, it covers a lot of ground in a week. There's only so many hours and days, right? So, you define you're making time to do this. Hats off to you, man. That's shout out, big shout out to you. I have like literally like I'm building a list of shout outs for you here. Like you don't like every time I turn around, like you're doing good shit for everybody. So I love that. I
That's
just
because
think that
people have done good
Mhm.
shit for me. So I
That's right.
feel like I
Now,
have
yeah, I know
to
you're comfortable. Now you're saying shit. I love
give
it.
it
I
back.
love now welcome to next in line. That's it right there. You can be we're gonna have a good time. We don't edit that shit out. Like we just make sure that we want to have just a normal conversation, right? And
Yeah.
I just have a bunch of other questions I want to ask you because I know the answers because I know you a little bit because I want to make sure that people know what you have done and what you accomplished. You didn't bring this up, but I have to, right? So I met you the first time when you won the CIO of the Year, the Orbit Awards. I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, your
I was like,
company gave me my award.
like, I mean, I was just excited for you. I was excited for you. I mean, because I know how that's a legitimate, award. That is like, it's anonymous. Like they don't know who it is. The industry. I mean, the way they do the judging is not even influenced by anybody locally. It's objective as it can be, right? And
Yes.
that's to me, that's when becoming a finalist to me is a win out of all the nominations. And I know it sounds maybe some people might that find kind of corny or something like that, but it's not. It's a real win. But the fact that you won out of the finalists, big props.
Thank you. I didn't realize how much of a big deal it was until, that day. And then when
Really?
I had never heard of Inspire, like, I didn't know what it
No?
was. I got this thing in the mail and it was like, "You've been nominated for this." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I
Hmm.
filled out the stuff, and as we got into it, I was like, "Oh, this is really a big deal." And then finding
Oh
out,
yeah.
like, this is a national thing. Um,
Hmm.
so when we went to the awards, I was like, "I'm not gonna win." I was not prepared to
Uh,
win.
I didn't
And
know
when they
that.
called
That
my
makes it
name,
even better.
I was like,
Did I
"Really?"
even prepare anything? That I don't know. What am I going to say? I didn't even prep for this, right?
I didn't,
Well, you've done
and
a
I
good
felt
job.
so bad because I didn't even
Well,
thank my husband.
oh,
He was there.
that's right. I met him too. Yeah, that's right. That's good that he's great support. He is a good guy. Yeah, just next in line to the audience, I will tell you, husband. I keep on pronouncing his name wrong, so I'm messing that up. So you're gonna have to help me there. But he's a cool dude and he's
Abasi.
smart as Ambassi. He's a good man and he's a pleasure to speak with. So you guys have an amazing. You could tell out loud. Like I don't know how long you guys been married. But I've been married for a gazillion years, and that shit's not autopilot. And but it's also the biggest blessing you can have too.
Yeah, he's my biggest supporter because when I took on this role, um, I AllHealth was one of our clients, and so I didn't think that I would be here this long. I thought I was gonna come in and help and, go back, but he took over our business, and he's been running it, while I'm the CIO at, AllHealth, and, there's so many projects and amazing things that I wanna do at AllHealth and things that are coming to fruition with our projects, and, I'm like, "We're really doing some good work here. I wanna stay here for a while," and he's like, "Okay, do your thing, and I'll take care of the business." And so he quit his job of 20 years, um,
Whoa,
to run our business, and it's been 4 years now, so, yeah, hats off to
that's a
him because
big yes.
he
Look at
believed in
that.
me, he supported me, and, our business is doing great. Well,
Looks like he
it's really his business now because I'm, doing
looks
my
like he
thing,
bet
but
right. Looks like he bet
yeah,
right. What do
he
you think?
did. He did.
So did he do a good like all before this? If you don't mind, I like to share. Like you can share as much as you want to, or whatever you feel comfortable with. But like, how'd you guys? Did you do a scouting report before he met you? Like, how did it happen? Like, how long? How did it start? Like, you guys met in Denver, or was it? Because I know you went to school. You went away to school, Clark Atlanta University, in Atlanta.
Mhm.
So how did that happen?
So, he actually, he's from North Carolina, and he ended up here because he was in the Air Force, and he was stationed at Peterson. Um,
That him right
and
there.
he's a Alpha, Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. And
Okay.
there was a good friend of mine, who went to Morehouse who had gotten a job in Colorado, and, um, he was here, and so he was an Alpha as well, and he said, "I wanna invite you to this Alpha ball." And I was like, "Okay, I'll
Mhm.
go." And, we went. together. We were, just friends, and I saw a bossy, and I was like, "Who is that?"
All
And
right.
he
Love it.
thought he thought that I was his friend's, like, actual date, not just, like, a friend date, and
Uh-huh.
so, he ignored me the whole time.
Wow.
So,
Well, and
but
that
we
may
start yeah, we start
you gotta
seeing
give
each
him
other
props for that.
around in the same groups, and then he realized, "Oh, they're just friends," and so then we started dating.
What? He had you know
And
what? He had some respect for the you never know, so he had respect for that. So I'm glad he
yes,
found out though, right? He found out,
yes,
hopefully it didn't take too long to find out.
yep,
But,
and
so
26
then
years later,
you guys are
here
married
we are,
26? God
and we
bless.
have a 23-year-old daughter.
23, just one?
Yep, just one.
23. And is she going in IT? Yes, maybe?
No, she
No?
no, she is actually going and she's following my sister. So,
Okay.
she is, studying psychology, and she wants to be a neuropsychologist.
Wow. I mean, that sounds like a pretty good gig. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's in
So
the behavior and you're in behavioral health too, so, right? So, like, that's hopefully
mhm.
that's, some synergy there and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's phenomenal. Let me switch a couple gears on you because I wanted you to kind of go back into the Orbit winner. Being an Orbit winner. Like you got this is your first because I'm assuming, or if you can confirm it, at All Health, was this your first CIO job to the C-suite as a CIO?
Mhm.
And
Yep.
how long have you been a CIO now?
For 4 years.
Wow, Tony. I mean, you tell me your chapters ahead, and less than 4 years, you got the Orbit Award winner, CIO of the year. Is in for our audience, you guys I'll put it in the show notes, but it's extremely significant, and it's amongst peers and really really competitive. So that's super impressive. That's super impressive. And what's wild about it is that you didn't even know you were going to even get it, and that's the best part, right? That's the humble part, right?
Yeah.
Like you're just like, oh, okay, perfect, I'm in, right? But like, I know people that are really trying to get it, and you got it just because you're doing your thing, and all that good. To me, I feel like the mentee is a foundation. I feel like if you put good vibes and good things out into this world, I do believe it's point is son, you do good. It comes back to you in a
Yeah. And
positive way. Maybe it's not as fast as we want sometimes, but it does.
I believe that I was able to get the award because I was able to showcase the work that my team does. And
Mm,
so my team, I really that award is really my team's award. Um,
mm, love that,
because I
and you're right.
wouldn't be where I am without my team. They're the ones that are doing the day-to-day work. They're the ones that believe in my vision. Um, I come up with it, but they're the ones who implement it. And so without them, um, I don't think I would be, as successful as I have been.
I had to applause on that one, just because I think that is you say it like like it's for real. Like you're right. That's authentic as it can, but it's true. But I love the fact that you paid it to them and on this stage, right? So, and I believe you said that too on stage. I remember.
Yep,
I
it's
think
all
so.
it's all them. I
And that's
have an
how big is your team?
amazing, amazing team. I have about 30, um, 30 team members. I oversee help desk, our network team, our applications team, BI, data management, and facilities.
And facility. Wow, that's a lot of ground. So, I'm sure you gave them a big shout out. So just shout out to them. I'm sure hopefully they listen to this episode, but I would tell you like, you have an amazing leader, guys, team. I mean, that she's basically paying it forward to you guys, and everything you've done has put her in a position to have that opportunity. So it's a team award, we're saying.
Yep, definitely.
So speaking about, I want to dig in that. Let's talk a little bit about
Mhm.
culture, because I know speaking
Yep.
of that last time, that's super important. So, and let's call it also like, how do you attract talent? Like, how do you get good talent? And how do you select those folks to come in the door?
So my main thing I look for is real simple. No assholes. You cannot be an asshole. And that's what I tell
Right.
them. That is my number
No asshole
one
zone, right?
criteria. No assholes.
Love it. That's real.
And
But
once we get that out of the way, everything else is easy. It's
really,
come in, um, I empower them to have autonomy over their work. Um, I make sure that they have psychological safety to try new things. If they're not failing, they're not trying new things.
mm,
So we have a really no judgment. Um, it's okay to fail.
it's
Um,
all right. You
yeah.
built an environment from a culture wise, like no one's gonna make you feel bad about it, or they're gonna talk about it, or it's like, hey, it's part of. Michael Jordan says it all the time. Like the failures is like it's actually it's on the path to winning. It is what
Hmm.
it is. Like so,
Yeah.
I think more of us that's a phenomenal trait to have in an organization. I mean, you can move the ball forward a lot easier if you have that type of environment. Was it from
Yeah.
day one?
And
Like, what made you feel like? Did you experience like you coming up? Did you experience a different vibe? You coming up as like say a team member, on another
yes.
team, or yeah? So okay, so you learned the hard way, right? You learned okay, this is what I don't want, and when I get in that damn seat, this is what I'm gonna do, right?
Yes.
I love it.
Let me tell you, I worked for some great, for the most part, the majority of my leaders have been wonderful. But I've had some that have not.
Mm,
And um for the ones that have not, I'm actually thankful for them because it's
mm,
taught me what not to do as a leader and how
sure,
to lead my teams. And it's also pushed me to be where I am. Um, and so,
mm,
from those leaders, once I said, you know, when we started our company, I said, one thing I want to make sure is that I create an environment where people want to come to work. I want to create an environment where I don't have to tell someone to do something. They want to do it because they believe in the mission, they want to do a good job, and they're going to do their best without me having to tell them. I also want to create an environment where if someone has children, they don't have to make a decision of work over their family. Um, and so I've
that's good.
created that environment within our company and also the environment that I have at All Health. It's people first. When you take care of your people are going to take care of the work um, and the people we serve. And that's what I've seen. Um, because that's how I want it to be. I want to be treated. So I treat people how I want to be treated. And what I found is with that culture, you you get more authentic work, you get more quality work,
Mm.
and I can leave and go on vacation and I don't have to worry about anything because my team is going to take care of everything. I've empowered them to where you don't really know who's the leader because they all are leaders. So,
Oh wow, that's all for into. So like that's not overnight, Tony. I know that. I know you're making it sound easy. I know how tough it is to get to that point, right? So
oh yeah.
um,
Now
talk to me. I'm
we've
sure you
had
had
some folks,
couple
yeah.
discussions, right?
Yes. I've
Did you
had
show
some
them the
folks
sign?
where, huh?
Did you
Did I
show them
what?
the sign, the no asshole sign? Did you show them that or remind them there's none of that here?
So that's the conversations we always have. Is like, You can't be an asshole here.
Yeah,
And if you are, we're going to have a come to Jesus meeting. And if that come to Jesus meeting doesn't work, then, you know, this isn't the place for you.
different. Yeah, different door, right? Different.
Mhm.
Because you seem the type of person that, like, you'll go all out and, like, for somebody and get their back. But if they're not going to be, if they're going to try to, like, take the culture in a different direction and like that, assholes, that you're not going to have that. You're just, I see you going from 0 to 60 real quick. Like, you're not going to let
I'm a
that happen.
Sagittarius, so yes.
I don't know the horoscopes too much, so I couldn't. I don't know the traits. So I know I'm a Pisces. I know that. I know I'm fish. I swim. I guess I don't know, but I don't know what
Yeah,
that
you go
means.
with the
But
flow.
I go with the. Is that what it is? All right, now I sound. At least I can smart. So I'm a little smarter. Um, but
But one of
what I
my
love about
mentors told me
hmm, tell
that
me,
within a team, as soon as you see that there's someone that's not on board with your mission, that you need to probably replace them because they're going to undermine you and not help you get to the goal. And so as soon as you see those traits that someone's not on board, and it's just means that that's not the place for them.
she's not a fit.
It's
But let me ask you. So
yeah.
in that scenario, do you try to work? Did you try? Have you ever changed somebody's perspective on that, or like it would like they're too far gone? Like if you feel like they got to go, has there ever been a situation where you changed that? Like maybe brought them back in the fold?
hmm We've had folks that, we've put on coaching plans. And here's the thing too. I never assume what's happening with someone because
Yeah,
people are human and people have things going on that you may not know about. And
100%.
so,
We all have.
I had a employee that we sent them through coaching. We sent them through, like, emotional intelligence training, EQ
EQ.
training. Yeah.
I love that.
And after they took that training, they were like, "Thank you. Thank you for," and they said it not only helped them with their relationships at work, but helped them with their relationships at home.
Damn,
And
that's like
we saw a
that's a big.
whole 180.
Yeah,
So
they
I'll
just say
try
the significant
until
others thank you too, right? I mean, where's Toni at? I love her. She changed my man forever. Like, I love that. I love that. Well, that says a lot, though. I mean, that you're thoughtful about it, intentional about it, which is huge. So your retention must be pretty strong, I'm assuming,
Mhm.
except for the A, right? That doesn't. With
Yeah.
maybe one shot. There's no two strikes, right? There's only one strike. Probably.
Well, like I said, I will try
Yeah.
until I see that the person isn't trying. Um, but when it comes to respecting your team members, there's a no tolerance rate, you know, there's no
Oh, yeah.
tolerance for that. You definitely have to respect each other and respect each other's differences, whatever those differences may be.
So, so I got a question for you about this. Because I'm just coming out from the outside in this one. Let's say I love everything you mentioned about the culture and definitely making those tough calls quick, right? But what happens when you have a small team and you have let's say that one person or two people that they're just so they deliver. They deliver every single time on the work, but they're not killing it on the culture side. Like, they might be killing it on the culture side. How do you deal with that? Is that a tough balance?
Mm-mm.
I love that answer.
Because
I love it. You gotta say, hell no, it's like,
because
they're
even
out.
if they deliver, it takes one person to change the culture of a team. And if you're delivering, but you're making the rest of my team miserable, you have to go. I can always teach somebody a skill, but I can't teach somebody to be a good person.
No. as
So
much as we love to, right? As much as we like to try. And
mm,
you're right. The other stuff is coachable and trainable. Like, especially now in today's age with AI, like it's even faster, right?
right.
Um, Speaking of that, so you mind? I'm going to shift a little bit to the tech side a little bit. I'm going to let you flex a little bit too on it. So, because you're very humble, I know you know your shit. I know you know deep on this. From an AI, from a reporting and BI and leadership perspective. But tell me a little bit about like what's your journey like have to the point right now from an AI perspective? Because you have a lot of opportunities, especially like some of the use cases in the industry that apply to you.
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of room there to win, right? There's a lot of benefits there from AI perspective. Have you adopted any of those like new technologies in the environment and any recent wins or like, and also like, do you mind sharing what some of the like, let's say, what weren't the wins? What you guys maybe did wrong?
Yeah. So with us, we have to be very careful with AI because we are behavioral health and the type of data that we have is very sensitive. And so we have I have a analyst and he's not really an analyst, he's like our AI guru. He's going to school right now for his PhD in AI. And again, like I said, I tell my team, come with your innovation, come with your ideas and try it.
Love
So
that.
he comes and he tries all this stuff and he's like, "Hey Tony, guess what I tried to do?" And he was like, "But you know what I really need? I need a GPU." All right, what are you going to do with this GPU? He told me and I was like, "Let's get it." So we got him a GPU. Um, and so the reason why is again because we have this sensitive data. And so
Mhm.
instead of sending our data to these third party vendors, we can build it in house, build our own
Mhm.
large language models with our own data. And
100%.
so he's tested out a couple of things. So we have 4 use cases that we're working on this year with AI. One of them is no show. The other is an interpreter service. Um,
Good one.
Another is measurement based care, looking at predicting care pathways. And then the last one is for our compliance, building a AI tool for our compliance department. And
I
so
like it.
how we rolled it out was first starting. There's always a method to my madness. Um, I think with doing cost reports, one of the things that advantages I have from that is that I can see the overall picture and understanding
Very-
how the different pieces fit in.
Mhm.
So when we rolled out AI, we made sure that we had the foundation first. So
Foundation.
my team, we all went through health equity training that also included like implicit bias. Because when we're building things, we want to make sure that
Mhm.
we're not building anything that's going to do some unintentional harm. We also went into our EHR system and expanded that. Um, we expanded the demographics as far as race, ethnicity, and SOGI. Um,
Mhm.
Again, so that we can have that equity lens there and cleaning up our data. Then we
Wow.
had psychological safety training. We also had training on being able to have difficult conversations and healthy disagreements because I want them to be able to challenge each other on the logic that we're building. Again, so we
Mhm.
can make sure we're doing unintentional harm. We put together a governance committee that has
Mhm.
representation from every department of the organization so that we understand the any decisions we make, how it affects any other um, department, the downstream effects. And again, that we have everybody's voice is heard. And
That's right.
then we have a training that we go through for AI. And then once
Okay.
everyone understands that, they sign our policies. They understand the guardrails, and then we let them loose. It's like,
You're
yeah.
talking about the broader user community, or you just have within your IT organization?
So it started with our IT organization, and then we opened it up to the rest of the organization. And so what
Wow.
I've told the organization is try to use AI at least once a day. And we give them examples of how they can use it within their role. And so we're really
Hmm.
pushing our organization to be data driven and utilizing, especially with us being a nonprofit and a shortage that we have um, with therapists, of how do you use AI to um, lessen some of that administrative burden.
I love it. I love it. And in your organization, I mean, are you getting that type of support, you know, top down support amongst the organization? People are adopting this stuff. So
Hmm.
how do you deal with, because you left some really good nuggets here, some really good recommendations, like you mentioned some best practice stuff, like started with the foundation, data, uh, in the governance committee. I love that. You're getting everybody involved to kind of help with the journey to this. You're not doing it alone, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
And that
so we
and that
rolled it
committee.
out.
Mhm.
We rolled it out as AI is not IT, it's the organizations.
Mm, I
And
like that.
so, we bring in the tools, we vet the tools, but this is the responsibility of the entire organization. So we brought everyone on board. Our compliance officer, she's involved with the policies. So everybody has their role, and we bring it all together.
Oh, congrats. And you led this and started this. And how'd you sell it initially?
So I came up with a charter, sent out an invitation to leaders in each of the areas, and they came to the meeting. I was like, this is what we're going to do. This is everybody's responsibility. And we started meeting once a week to get it stood up. And it's been going for, goodness, a while. And now we
Excellent.
meet, you know, once a month. We know, and when we meet once a month, we come back and we give updates on where we are with our projects. And we
Oh,
have
okay.
those
Oh,
4
so more,
projects that we're focusing on.
that's right. Full use cases. What's the
Mhm.
no-show one? What's that?
So when clients, they are scheduled to come to a appointment and they don't show up.
Appointment? Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that's yeah, because insurance, there's you got to pay for it. Cancel. I imagine a ton of stuff. Is that why
Yeah.
that in healthcare they have to overbook? Because I'm always like, but I'm here at 1 o'clock. Why are you not taking me? Like I don't get it. You know,
Well, they
I
shouldn't
feel like
overbook. But
yeah,
if someone's not showing up, that's a appointment that someone else could have had, and so we're losing
absolutely.
revenue. Um And so being able to look at, predicting, whether or not someone is going to show up or not, or looking at, is it, you know, a certain time? Is it seasonality? When do we have those no shows, and how do we mitigate folks not showing up? What can we do to get them to come?
Mm, I love that. So I'm gonna switch gears on here again because of the little ADD. It's legit. I do have that. Um, and
I
I'm proud
think
of
we
it.
all do.
I'm proud of it. I think it's a strength. I think it's a strength. It's all about perspective, right?
Yes.
So what about, let me bring you back. Can I bring you back 26 years ago? You cool with that?
Hmm.
I'm gonna bring you back 20.
Yeah.
What would you tell everything what you know now? You've accomplished so much, right? You've done a lot, man, Tony, straight up. Like you should be very proud. I know you are. You
Thank
should
you.
be very, very.
Thank you.
And what would you tell 26 years ago, everything you know now? What kind of advice would you give that 26 years? What kind of advice would you give yourself about the industry?
That there's no one specific path. Everybody has their own path, and it's okay. Your path is your path. Um, you go at your own flow. The only person you're competing with is yourself. And you
Oh,
can always pivot. You can always pivot.
you can always. I'll tell you, you're
You know,
so
because
so right.
there's some people
So
that
what's
get
gonna happen?
into like, huh?
So what's the worst gonna happen? So many people are
Yeah,
afraid of failure. It's like, man, it's
yeah,
all good. Like so I love that. I like related stuff to a lot of sports because these athletes at that high level in front of millions of people fail every day.
every
But
day.
they don't get caught up. They don't care. They're numb to it. They just like they gotta focus on the next shot. And they can always get up. So like you get caught up with worried about like you can't move forward worrying about what everybody thinks. You don't have time for it.
Mm-mm.
I always
And
told myself,
you only have one life to live. And I
yeah,
always think about, people who are in positions that they're not happy in. And they think, well, oh, I went and got this degree in this, or oh, I've been doing this for so long, but you hate it. And it's,
constantly.
well, oh, I'm this age, it's too late for me to start. It's never too late to start over.
No,
It's never.
no,
You can always reinvent yourself. Um,
absolutely.
I'm 52 and I may be, you know, couple years I may say, "Hey, I wanna do something else." It's never too late.
It, I'm gonna ask you about what would that be? So now you just open it up. So let me ask, just as a fun thing, like, if you had that opportunity, ask yourself, what would you do if you weren't doing this today?
What would I do if I wasn't doing this today?
I'll share mine. I'll share mine with you.
Okay.
Mine's
Um,
off the wall.
if I wasn't doing this today, I'd probably I don't know, something creative, something
Okay.
in the art realm. It um,
Marketing-ish a little bit or like more like arts that you think?
like art, like painting. When I was in high school, I used to paint.
Really?
And, I was actually really good at it. And
What? You're talking
I,
boss, you send me some of your work. You might have to post it. Like
and what's interesting is my mom keeps everything, and so she has some things that I've painted, um, a long time
hung
ago.
up?
I didn't know she had it. And no, she is, not hung up, she just kept it, and she was like, "I
Oh,
have
goodness,
this
that's my baby
stuff."
stuff. Look what my baby did, right? Like I guarantee she probably for Thanksgiving she has it up. I know you just yeah, I guarantee you have something up there for sure.
But one of my friends from college, I
Mhm.
had given her one of my paintings, and a few years ago, she had sent me a picture of it, and she was like, "Remember when you painted this and you gave it to me?" Um, my friend
That's pretty
Naya, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you have that." But that's something that if I had to do life over or do something else, I would probably do something creative like that.
well, it sounds like you had that ability. You had that's a little bit of a fun fact too, right?
Mhm.
So you're an artist back in the day. What was your specialty stuff? Like, what did you like? I guess is
Acrylic.
drawing the right word? I don't even know what that is.
Oh, acrylic painting.
So give me an example.
Like, acrylic painting is like just the paint.
Just
I
like
would paint
kind of abstract or like a people or like a like
people.
figure. Like
I did people, yeah, people, mainly people.
wow. When's the last time gave it a shot again? Have you gave it a shot again?
No, the last time, so I did a paint by numbers.
Anybody know?
It was like a sip and paint by number with some girlfriends.
Oh, the one of those little like outings you're talking about, like the wine and painting.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you probably
but
hustled
like
everybody. You're probably the best painter there, right?
actual painting, um, I haven't like freehand painting. I haven't done since I was like 18.
Oh, we're gonna have
Yes,
to
but
get you to do something.
it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Those skills don't leave though. Like, I think it'll be good therapy. Like, I don't know. Sounds like you can get it'd be a good exit for you, right? Like just in general. Like, 'cause don't imagine painting. There's a lot of get your mind somewhere at a different space, right?
Yes, yes,
But
I would
if you do
agree.
portraits, let me know. I'll be one of your customers.
Okay, I'm gonna call
You
you
said
up.
you want to come down to Miami. I have some ideas. Our podcast studio is being built, so I would love to get your perspective on that. You know,
Yeah.
so 'cause I have a lot of ideas of sayings that I want to put some artwork. I'm like, by Tony. That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah,
I
I
could rep
love
you.
coming down there to, what is it? Art Basel in
Oh yeah, that's
Miami.
huge down here. I don't even know. I
Mhm.
know it's big, but that tells you how many times I ever went. I don't know what time of the year is that. I know it's big.
I think it's in December. Is it the first
Oh, it's
week?
coming up.
Is it going on now?
I should know that, right? It tells you like I'm like, man, I worked a lot. I mean, I just don't go out much. It's not anymore. But yeah, we don't. But I know about it. I know it's really nice. It's very popular, and it brings a lot of tourists in though. A lot, a lot. That's in like the South Beach like area, art district area. Have you been down to that area before?
I have. Yeah.
Uh,
And
When's the last time you
I
visited
love
Miami?
art. Um, it's probably been about a year.
Oh shoot! Oh, you gotta let me know.
Actually, no, it
Like,
hasn't been a year. It's been I think I was down there a few months ago, actually. We were there probably
oh
about
no,
3
you
or 4
didn't. No, you
months
didn't.
ago.
And now you're in trouble because you know me for a long time now, and you didn't give me a heads up. So let me write that one down real quick. Okay, that's fine. I know where we're at. That's fine. Just because I would have said, "Come, hey, meet me for lunch or something. I want to get you some Cuban coffee. You ever had it?
Have I
You
had
ever you
Cuban
had Cuban?
coffee?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so
So
you know what that's
my
about? All right.
my grandmother was born and raised in Havana, Cuba.
What?
Mhm. Well, actually,
No.
she was born in Santiago de Cuba, and she was raised in Havana, Cuba.
So Tony is Cuban descent too.
Cuban and
It's another fun
Jamaican.
fact. We're here, we're painting, we're artists, we're Cuban, and we're IT, and we're a massive finance background and awesome culturally. You're an interesting person, Tony. You got a lot going on.
Cuban,
I didn't know all that.
Jamaican, and Kansan.
Cuban, Jamaican, and what's Kansas? What's that?
Kansas. Wichita,
Kansas?
Kansas
I'm like, all right, I
is
can
where
get
my mom
that.
is from.
So do you understand Spanish a little bit?
No. I know, it's terrible.
We all can't be perfect. We can't be
Yeah.
perfect. But now I know it's about. Now I know. Now next time I'm in Denver, I'm gonna mess with you a little. Do you know what a pastelito is? I got you. I'm not going to define it what it is. I'm just saying I got you. And when I get up there, watch. I get there, I take the flight, so I get there in the same day, so it won't go bad. Trust you like you and
Okay.
your husband. So let me ask you this: as we chop into it, because something that's I get that's you're passionate about is taking care of people and mentoring, and which is awesome. Um, there's a big challenge out there right now, especially with the young kids, this next generation. I call them next in line as well. Like they're getting these degrees. 77%. That's like it's a staggering number. 77% are struggling to get in the door anymore. They're blaming
Mhm.
AI. They're blaming that. Like, what advice, Tony? Like, what advice would you give somebody that posting resumes in, they've been submitting stuff in, it's not going anywhere? What kind of advice would you give?
Okay, so this is where my alma mater comes into play.
Okay.
What I learned in college was the best advice or it was it's really what shaped my life
Hmm.
was our motto, which is find a way or make one. And what that taught me is if there's not a path for you, you make a path.
Hmm.
What
That's right.
life becomes is what you put forward, is what you make. Like there's really what is a barrier, right? How do you overcome it? There's always ways around it. Find a way to get around it, or you make a way. And so, with kids coming out of college, especially with AI, like this generation, they grew up in the digital generation. So
You're right.
use that technology to create something of your own. Um, and
I agree.
and really, when you have something of your own, again, you have options. You have there's no limit. So utilize what you have um to get you to where you want to be. Like, make sure you're the captain of your ship. And I know that kind of sounds like cliche and corny, but it really is the truth. If you look at the resources that are available to you and use those to the best of your ability, and also your network and your resources are the two most important things. Um,
Great.
and so if there's
Amen.
no
Like you're
job,
so spot
create
on.
one.
That's right. Like create the opportunity, make them notice you. Well, what are you doing to get them
Mhm.
to notice you? There's a lot of creative ways. I
A
love the fact that you
lot.
said because that's another question I have. Because I see that you dedicate time for Inspire. You do a lot of community work and stuff like that. Um, what advice would you give to that? Let's say that sometimes that C-suite leader for the first time they get that job, CIO for the first time, and they don't have. They think they may not have time for networking or whatever it may be. How important is that? How important? What kind of advice would you give that person?
Let me tell you, networking is your biggest asset.
Mm,
Without my network, I I probably wouldn't be where I am. I've there's and with your network is not about like who you know, but who knows you. Who's gonna bring up your name in rooms that you're not in? And also with networking, making sure it's not transactional, that you're building genuine relationships. Um, and that's what I love about Inspire is that I've met people, I've been involved in like different professional groups. It's with Inspire, what I have found is I have genuine relationships with people who are in my field. And if there's something that, um, a challenge that I'm running into, I know that there's somebody in that room. And again, it sounds cliche, like because their motto is the answer is always in the room, but it really freaking
it
is.
straight up
There
is.
is
It,
so
it,
yeah,
it is. See,
yes,
we
and
struggle a
I
little bit.
just
It's
think
always like, yeah, we always got to like default. Like, I know it's cliche, it's going to sound corny, but no, it doesn't. Because I'm with you. I'm here to agree with you 1000% on it. You're so freaking spot on. I
yeah,
and just so you know, like I got a special insight, guys, to um, Inspire, Colorado CIO is it's a great group, man. It's I haven't seen anything like. I mean, I've seen some things come close, but not like you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are very different. I love it.
yeah, they
And by the
are
way,
awesome.
thank you for the underwriter because you guys treat us like real people. I love that part.
Yeah,
Like, no,
I
we don't
love it.
we don't we don't like have like what do you call them like cooties what they used to call the kids in the back. We don't have anything like that, man. Like we just want to learn. At least my approach. I love learning about what you guys are doing. Like, what's challenging. Like one of the benefits I love about this podcast, Tony, is sitting down with like folks like yourself and your peers. You know how much I learned. Just some of the best practices, some of the nuggets you shared today is huge. Because everybody has a
Same.
different way of dealing with it, you know? So that's
Yeah, and that network, I mean, there's things that I'm trying to do at work, and then I may hear like on one of the calls that, Matt or Dolores, or, Mike, that they're anything that they're doing. And I'm like, I'm going to try that in, you know, behavioral health industry. Let's see how that works. And I've gotten some really good ideas from them. And I also attend the Georgia CIO one, Inspire, um,
yeah.
groups too, and I've learned a lot from there. But it's your network, again, is your biggest, asset.
Mm.
With my network, that's how we've gotten clients. Like, we've never done any marketing for,
No?
the business that it's all been here, word of mouth. And,
Wow.
it's gone outside of Colorado. Like, my husband has clients in New Mexico. He has clients in Florida. He has clients in, Atlanta. But again, it's because of our network. Um, and
It's
then
relationship
with
based
mhm,
business,
and
right?
and it's relationships.
That's
Mhm,
key.
and
You
so
know,
that's what I tell, my mentees. I tell, tell my daughter, your network is what's gonna help you get to where you wanna be, um, not just professionally, but personally too.
agree. Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, I believe that 1,000%. I told my kids, my daughter, same thing. Hey, you go to UM, like, just make sure that you, as much as you do in studies, but make sure that you join things, right? Like, you walk out of there with make it count. Like, I'm big on
Mhm,
making the opportunity count. Sometimes you talk to your kids, it's like, okay, here we go again, right? Like, but it's
mhm,
simple things like that. They go a long way. And I'm telling them, I always try to share with them, you're going to say this shit to yourself. I wish I could have if I didn't do it. And I try to
mhm.
always bring that perspective because I
Yeah,
find
and
myself
making
weak with
sure
saying about stuff.
it's reciprocal too, right? And,
Mm,
I always believe what you give is what you give back. And so, you know, making sure that you're not just benefiting, but that the person on the other end is benefiting too. It's
mm.
you know, a win-win situation.
So no, 1,000% for sharing that, for that advice would you give them? That's phenomenal. So now another thing I'm gonna ask you about, because you've been a CIO for a bit, you have nice awards, you've done a lot, right? And first, I would say short period of time, Tony. So like that's fairly significant in my opinion. What advice would you give a CIO that just got the tap on the shoulder? This is their first IT job that they ever gotten. I mean, excuse me, their first CIO job they just gotten. What advice would you
I
give that
would
person?
I would say look at your network, look at your support group, look at your team. Um, because those are the people that are going to make you successful. And understanding that in this role, it's not about you, it's about the team that's carrying you. Um, and that you're not going to know everything. Don't expect to know everything, but be able to um, have trust in your team to
Mm,
do their job, give them the autonomy to do their job, and they'll take care of you. You take care of your people take care of you.
mm. When you
It's
say
really
take care
that
of people,
simple.
no doubt. Like, let me say, do you mind sharing a couple examples about, some examples of like taking care of the people?
Yeah,
Like, and
so
next thing you're,
for our organization, we do something called rounding, and we meet with our team members. Um, each leader meets with their team member once a week, and it's just to check in. And then we also do skip rounding. So, as the CIO, I might, check in with my vice president, but I also might check in with one of his directors. I might check in with his director's managers, all the way down to
mm,
the analysts. Like, throughout the year, I'm talking to everybody on my team at every level. And what I'm asking them is, what's working for you? Do you have all the tools that you need to do your job? Um, what's not working for you? Um, and again, checking in, um, just to see how's the work life balance going? How are you feeling? Um, if what can I do for you to make your job easier? And then also making sure that they have individual development plans. And so
Mm.
with
Okay.
those are um, each year we have 3 goals. So what are the 3 goals that you want to get to this year? Like what goals do you want to obtain this year? And then how do you get there? What are the barriers of getting you to reach those goals? How can I, as your leader, and how can your leader help you to obtain these goals? And how does the organization benefit from these goals?
I love that.
And so it's really going back to what I believe in is invest in you. And if you're in a company that's not investing in you as a person, why would they invest in us? And so I make sure that I'm investing in my team so that they are investing their time because they are investing their time and
Hmm.
their work, their productivity. So I want to make sure I'm giving back to them. It's reciprocal.
Well, that's pretty powerful, and makes, I mean, all the sense in the world. Is I like that you keep on bringing it back and saying it's that simple, because sometimes I feel
Mhm.
like it is, but probably the hard thing is being consistent with it
Mhm.
all the time. But you're right, like, it's not like, fundamentally it's simple. Like, let's keep don't overcomplicate it. Take care of the people, period.
Yeah.
Right?
Is be kind, be respectful, and
No A.
no assholes, and everything else falls into place.
Easy, right? Easy.
It's
Wow.
that easy.
So I got a good one for you. I definitely got to ask as we kind of like target as we round down to this, but I usually ask a little earlier. But what would you say? What was the biggest lesson you learned as a CIO?
Biggest lesson I've learned as a CIO is, goodness, that's a good one. Um, oh, here's a good one. As a CIO, the biggest lesson that I have learned is that if you are in technology, everything is going to be your fault. Everything is going to be your fault,
No matter what, right? No matter what.
no matter what.
How
And
about when things are quiet? Right? They should be thanking you when things are quiet, right?
oh
No,
no, when
no
it's
alarm system.
quiet, it's your fault too. Something's wrong. Something's broke because it's
What are you doing?
yes. But
It's too
I've
funny.
learned from that, and it's that's when I bring in my collaboration. Like everyone has a seat at the table. Um, so whenever I'm meeting, I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, who's not here that needs to be here, and making sure
Mm,
that the communication is going to every department. That the is some everybody has a voice, but then also
mhm.
that everyone is held accountable. So it may be, oh, it this isn't working because of IT. Well, it's not working in IT because we don't have what we need from your
Oh,
department.
yeah.
So
Mm. Yeah, oh yeah. It's like, why is it not done yet? We still haven't we sent me what we need, or right? We've been
yes.
canceling the meeting every week, right? It's always something. It's
Yeah,
easy
and
kind of, I feel
so
like easy to pin things on IT. I don't know why. I feel like that my whole life. Like, easy to say, well, they did it, right? Because I think IT is like, if you think about it, it's in every aspect of the business. Probably the
it
only
is.
department that
Mhm. It's in
might.
it is. And what I've also learned is um a lot of organizations they see IT as support. And so I've changed. And so it's easy
Mm,
to say, "Oh, it's IT's fault because IT is support." Um,
sure.
but I've changed the perspective of IT as we're not support, we're a business partner. And as a business
Um,
partner, this is our role. And for us to be successful as an organization, we need you to do your role. And so how do we work together as partners? And who's accountable or responsible for what? Um, that was
love
the
that.
one thing that I learned quickly as a CIO, is that you're always in the hot seat for something. And so
Always in the
how
hot,
do
living in
you
the
and how do you
never gets cold. Yeah, right? It's
pivot,
always hot.
change that? And so
So
that's what I've done.
that's really absolute. No, you're so spot on that. So I did get you on the lessons learned. That was good. Great. Thank you for sharing that. What would you do if I guess you weren't doing IT, the artist? So found out that fun fact that actually you've done it. Like you have that skill set in you. So I think, in your little, if you do have any off time, I would definitely try to crack that open, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely when it's time for me to retire. I definitely feel like I would love to just travel the world, look at different
Travel.
art, paint, um, shop,
That's what's up.
eh,
Shop.
eat good food,
My
drink
wife are gonna
great
get along really
wine.
well. Shop. Oh Lord, man. They know where to go, I tell you that. Like I'm like, damn. What'd you get now? I see a box. I'm like, I don't want to know. Just let me just hide, but it's
That's
all
my
good stuff. But we
husband.
wind up getting stuff for the kids more than anything. Like still, even though they're in their 20s, but it's just the way we roll, right?
Say,
Wow, this is so good. You gave me some, and I love the one I really stuck with me today in this was find a way or make one. I was like, man, I
mhm,
might when I go to Denver, we might have to go to tattoo shop or something because that's a strong, powerful statement. And I know it's your school's alma mater, but like that's you can apply that personally, business. I love it. I'm going to talk to my team about my sales team about that. Like, okay,
yeah.
find a way, make one. What are you going to do? How are you going to get into? How they're going to get to know you? They're not going to do it this way. You got to let's figure out a way together, right?
Yeah, and Clark Atlanta University, both of my education at St. Mary's Academy, because I went to a all girls high school, which I think
Oh wow.
helped with, you know, being in finance and technology. Both of those are like really male driven industries. But going to an all girls school, what that taught me was you can compete with men. Who cares? If
Oh
you're the only
yeah.
woman in, because a lot of these organizations I'm in, a lot of times when I go, I'm the only woman in there, and a lot of times the only black woman in there. Um, but St. Mary's
Yeah.
taught me that women can be in these industries that are male dominated, and so, and then what Clark taught me was find a way or make one, and an entrepreneurial spirit, and to have multiple streams of revenue. Um, and so being
Really
able
good
to
piece.
pivot, I think about, one of my professors, Dr. Jamie Pleasant. I still am in contact with him to this day. He made a
Wow.
huge impact on my life. He was my marketing teacher. And um he was the poster child of find a way or make one. He has like his own church. He
Oh,
teaches. He has, I mean, very successful um individual. And when I was in college, I attended his church. But one thing he taught in his church was to have this entrepreneurial spirit and to have your own business. And so those are things that helped really shape who I am today, was
mhm.
what I learned at Clark Atlanta University, and also, St. Mary's Academy, blending those two. And so,
Um, this is good. This is what I love, honey. Like now I get to know you deep. Now I know deeply, like, we knew each other a little bit. Now I know what's kind of like what shaped you and what you're all about and all that. I mean, I love stuff like that. This is what we're all about here. Like, it's just, you never know. Some of the statements you say, you left a bunch of nuggets, like literally all over this podcast episode today. You never know what's going to resonate with people. Like, there's already, you said at least a handful of things that resonated with me. And I probably wrote down like 5 pages of notes. I'm still old school. I don't do that. I even though I still record, I
Yeah.
do all that.
You know,
I do, I still take, I don't know, it's a memory thing for me, I think. Right. Or just a
yeah, I
habit.
like to write down. You
You do,
write it
right?
down. Yeah.
I
And
think I'm the only one that
you
buys
get it out of your
notebooks.
mind onto paper, and then you manifest it, and it happens.
Yeah. I need to see it. I need to see. I still do a
See
to-do
it.
list every day. I still do. So, as we, what would you, just as we wrap up here, right? Like, two questions I have for you. Like, one of the things from an AI perspective, like, what are things that, let's say, are concern you, like, as an IT leader? What's concern? Like, what are you like worried about from an AI perspective? And then I got another one for you right after this one.
So what concerns me is, um, people not really understanding how AI works and being too dependent on it or taking it as face value. It's use it, but verify. Um, and how we rolled it out at my organization is use it as a study buddy. It has to have that human loop. Um, you know, if you hear people saying, "Oh, AI is going to take over, people's jobs," I don't think AI can replace people. If you can automate tasks with AI, um,
Yep.
you can do things faster. You can enhance work. You may be able to augment your staff if you um, have limited resources where AI can come in and help, with some of the administrative burden, but you still have to use that human loop in it. Use it as a
100%.
study buddy because um, it's it's learning what we put in it. And there's always going to be a human behind whatever data it's training on. So, um, that's the one thing that concerns me about AI, especially in the behavioral health realm, and using it for diagnoses and that sort of thing, and therapy. So, um, that's one thing I would say to people is trust but verify, or use
Trust
it
and verify.
but verify.
You very no, I
Yeah.
love it's bottom line, you gotta verify, yeah, yeah, and I do agree. I mean, I also know, like, 'cause there's a lot of people are concerned with, I guess, taking jobs and things like that, but it's also creating a tremendous amount of jobs too.
Mhm.
I'm seeing it from our organization where, we have a staffing division, and I'll tell you, I mean, the openings that are being created weren't there a year ago. Like, a lot of
Mhm.
orchestration jobs. It's really cool, like, how it's shifting. And, you still need, like, no matter even whatever agents you have, you still need your full developer. You still need those people. I
Yeah.
think the ones that lean in on it are gonna be like secure in their future versus
Yeah.
not leaning in, you know?
Yeah. Because it's not gonna be AI that's gonna take over your job. It's gonna be the person who knows how to use AI is gonna take your job. So,
Oof, that was a good
for the
that's right.
organizations that are like, "No, we're fearful of it. We're not gonna use it. We're putting up all these, um, guardrails, and we ca" it's put up guardrails, but not too many to where you can't be innovative.
Oh,
Um,
you can't be too
you
stuck.
know
You need that room to collaborate. You gotta need room to think, you gotta
Mhm.
you can have some safety stuff, like, maybe not a full life jacket, but, like, those little swimmies, you know what I'm talking about? Like, where,
Yes.
like, you see the kids back in the day, like that. I still bother my
Because
daughter about that today.
I want you to jump in that deep end, and I want you to learn to
Mhm.
swim because
That's
AI
right.
is coming, and it's not going away. So we need to prepare ourselves and prepare our staffs.
Awesome. Thanks for answering that. So I got one last one for you real quick. So what would you say,
Yep.
this is a cool one, like bets. This is get like bets. I'm a big better guy. So like from an AI perspective, what are something out there that, you're taking a good, like, let's say a fun bet on, like, man, it's going to do X. You see it. What's your prediction? Let's say in the next, I would say, oh, 5 years, but 5 years is a lifetime in AI, right? This is more like in the next 2 years. That's how fast this thing advances. I feel like all these models are up, like they're one up with each other every other month. It's wow. Like
Mhm.
Gemini 3 is like all of a sudden like in the lead right now again. Now until this guy comes up with the new counter or whatever, right? It's just iterates so fast. So what would you say next 2 years? And let's say a stretch one be 5 years as far as a nice bet out there. You see AI doing that we may not see today.
Okay, well, I could tell you a bet. I'm a bet on myself.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
project that I'm working on is really being able to take all data, behavioral health data, physical data, criminal justice data, social determinants of health data, blend all that together to find the correlations, to really be able to look at the root cause of what's causing mental health,
Really?
especially severe and persistent mental health. Because right now, I think we're treating symptoms and also looking at folks' environments and really being able to move the needle in a positive way for mental and behavioral health in the state of Colorado because we are one of the worst states out of the 50 states.
Really? I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Wow. That's pretty. So this project is at what you're currently doing right now, like at all, I'm assuming. That's great. I
Mhm.
mean, I'd love to kind of keep tabs, see how that's going, but I'll tell you, like, that could be very powerful. That will be very powerful. Let's talk like that. It's happening. It
Yes,
will
it
happen.
will be very powerful.
Don't Tony there. It's gonna happen, right? Because we're gonna either find a way or we're gonna make one, right?
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
So
Yes.
that's one. What about a stretch one? Any other one like out there, like as far as commercially, let's say?
Commercially,
Like, yeah,
goodness. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking selfishly that
go for it. Love
there would,
it.
you know, be some type of tool out there that can just take everything that's Tony related and send an email to my husband and be like, "These are the gifts that your wife needs."
I think this episode is gonna break the internet. I'm telling you, like it's gonna be like you're gonna comments. Can we talk? Like, how can we get that in play? Right? Like that's anything's possible once we have the data, right? So
Yeah, she
that's
needs a
so
new
great. That's
pair of Louboutins. She needs a new, you know, handbag. Needs a new Bottega
that
handbag. We know
he's
she doesn't have this color in her closet,
he
and just
boss is not
automatically
retiring
send it
anytime
to
soon.
him.
He's not retiring anytime soon, for sure.
No, he's
I gotta
not.
hook up with him. I gotta hook up with him, man. Man, they can help each other with some referrals. I definitely gotta talk
Yeah,
to him.
and
But
from what I've heard of your wife, you're not retiring anytime soon either.
no, 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 nope. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna work probably forever. Like she asked me sometimes, and she was like, we'll be around friends or family," and he's like, "Oh, he's not gonna retire. Like even if he could, like he'll probably like do something to stay near the business."
You would
I
be
actually
bored.
love the
You
business.
would be bored.
Yeah, yeah. I have a good friend of mine that's he's been retired for he's a little younger than me, right? and maybe a couple years. I'm 52, so he's probably been retired for like 2 years, and he has that. He's done really well, and those before them to be able to do that. But I'll tell you, like I know him, like he's already like on board. Like I know he wants to go back doing something, even though he don't have to. He has to. Let's put it that way. It makes sense. Too young.
Yeah.
You're too young,
Yeah.
and too much energy,
Yeah.
and too much going on. To like, I want to play it. This is like, I wish this AI thing was back. They say it's been around a long time, but I wish I had some of this stuff 20 years ago, because I'd be like, retire early, because it's advanced so much.
It has advanced a lot. And, a lot of people, they think like AI is gonna make people not think. But I think AI actually makes you think more because you have to interact with it to get the right answers, the right
150%.
prompts.
I, I, I'm not going to take my daughter. I'm going to shout my daughter out because she posted this like a month ago. She said she looks at it as, in her perspective, her age range, like that Gen, I believe it's Z. I can't even keep up anymore. It's a thought partner. That's how she looks at it. Like
Mhm.
she,
It
like you
sharpens
said,
your
some study
critical thinking.
buddy.
Yep.
Yeah. And I feel like it gets you have a starting point, but it like helps you get there. Like you still are free doing the stuff. It's just kind of getting you there faster. So
Yep.
you met Obi, our chief AI officer, and I'll tell you, he keeps it to always really simple. He's like, he looks at AI as an Iron Man suit. Just like whatever those powers, the special things you want, add that into whatever skill set you're doing. It's unbeatable. Like how could somebody catch up? So
Yep.
I think people need to lean in, adopt, and they must own some of these skill sets. I feel like it's even going to be as required as like education requirements. Like you have to have AI literacy in your organization from top, bottom, sideways, across any job has to have AI
Mhm.
literacy, because that's this world right now. And if they're not, they're
Yeah, it's
stuck.
just like when the internet came out, right?
I
So,
remember
and
I remember that.
it's the same.
But I can't thank you enough, Tony.
They
You shared a lot of wonderful things and you kept it real. I love the freestyle stuff because we had a good time. We started laughing a lot too. But you are a wonderful person. Like I'm not saying that bullshit and stuff, like sugarcoating it or like getting points. I'm telling you, you give back to people, and I got so much respect for that. And you're approachable human, and I appreciate you for that.
Well, I appreciate you too, and I appreciate this podcast. I think this is awesome. Um,
Thank you.
I've learned a lot about you and your organization, and um, I always told you I want to use your daughter for my marketing because she is just what
Oh,
she does. I still have my little
oh, the card.
Starbucks card. Yes,
I'll tell you, that was an early idea
yes.
for her. I got to bring her to Denver with me one day. Like, I think you guys
Bring
meeting,
her
like,
to
you guys will,
Denver.
let's have lunch. You guys will, you'll see. But she's really like, I'm so proud dad, of course, but like, she's very sharp. She does this stuff when no one's looking too. You know what I'm talking about? Like, she's working on her game, like when no one's looking. Cause, I raise
Yeah,
athletes
and
for
see,
some reason.
she's living the motto, making her
Hmm.
way, her own business. Yes, love it.
It's going to fit
But
somewhere
thank
in
you.
my
This
sleeve
was
here.
great.
Tony, thank you for everything. I'll be
Thank
looking forward
you.
to seeing you soon, and appreciate you jumping on next in line.
Thank you. Have a good one.